So this is going to be interesting. What I have seen recently in the UX field is actually that UX is starting to morph more into service design. And I think we are starting, or as an industry, we will start to look more holistically at the solution experience and the multiple touch points, and maybe actually start moving just outside of the realms of tech. I think that is probably what's coming next for me.
Yeah, I think service design is a bit... getting the opportunity to design end-to-end experience, right, where you actually can control each of those steps and phases and direct that. The other thing I'd say is, like, I see a lot of people who want to do strategic design, and they kind of split and they say, oh, I don't want to do the delivery anymore or the actual design part. I want to be involved in the research and the strategy and how we go from that. And I'm probably in a different camp with this one. Like, I think if you've got to be in that, and as a senior person, that's kind of a key thing to go. But what people see at the end of that day is the thing that they're interacting with, right? And if you haven't stayed with that and taken that vision through, you'll often, what ends up is totally different. So it's kind of saying to people, you don't escape design. Like, even as you get senior and all the rest of it, if you're really passionate about this thing, you stay in the end-to-end, because that is what people are going to be experiencing at the end of all of this stuff. They're not going to see your perfect strategic vision and this is what I had in place and this is where we were going to go, and they didn't do any of it. That's the reality, right? So I still design, like, I'm still in hands-on to an end of vision, because one is you don't want to lose touch with stuff, but that's ultimately what people experience, and it's kind of not forgetting that. So where are things going? I'm seeing this cycle where people are kind of, I'm strategic and that's the kind of role I want to play, or I'm research and that's all I want to do. And again, I'd say the best designers, the best researchers are the ones that understand both, and they can take it through because they can do the research and then they can implement a design, and it's amazing. The ones who kind of do one or the other, you're reliant on somebody else taking your vision and interpreting everything the same way. That's just my view.
Yeah, I would say that while I don't know exactly where UX will be going in the future, there's certainly so many more people practicing UX out there, and it's just growing, like with courses such as General Assembly and Tractor and loads of online learning and resources, and the fact that if you put UX after your job title on LinkedIn, apparently you double your salary. So I would say that the level that UX operates will probably shift gears a little bit. I don't mean hierarchically the level, but I just think that there's going to be, there already is much more broader understanding about what user experience is and what perhaps is a good and not so good experience. I would say that the user experience role itself will be focusing on something that perhaps is a little bit different to what we're focusing on at the moment, because like if you work in software development, you may be aware that there's a lot less roles of people who are like quality analysts, because everybody's kind of taking on board the role of testing out their software. And I think that the same kind of thing, if we're doing it right, should happen with UX, right? Like everyone should be taking on board that as just like a base foundation of being a product owner or a designer or a developer or whatever the hell your role is. So I think that we'll be focusing on something that perhaps is adding more value and a bit more meaningful at some point in the future, whatever that looks like. I don't know.
I think it's ultimately about being problem solvers. And so we got a request the other day to, you know, they said, can you evaluate why people were dropping out of this phone queue? Right? We're like, it's not a design problem. It's like understanding behaviour and what is going on, and use exactly the same techniques to work through and prototype different solutions for a phone, which was kind of a bit weird. But we did exactly the same stuff. So I think we're recognised as good problem solvers and being able to go through a process to find out what a good solution is for that problem.